right, so we're gonna get into. Oh, wait, those aren't the pictures of Guardians.
It's this review of Guardians of the Galaxy is brought to you by Bubbly.
Bubbly Pizza.
Original crust pizza. Bubbly from the 90s.
Bubbly. Those are the pictures of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So we're gonna talk about the latest Stern Pinball release, Guardians of the Galaxy, released just a month or so ago here, and we've both had some time in on it. And I think you've probably played it more than I have, but
I don't think so.
No?
I got sick of it. Well, man, I'm so
Wow.
bad at this.
All right. We're going to cut right to the review, right to the rating.
I'm gonna go home early, Kevin. I'm gonna spend as much time reviewing this as they probably worked on it.
Hey, just mash up a couple things that already exist and ship it. All right. So let's go through our rating. So we're going to take a look at the art, the sound, the toys, the DMD and lighting, the gameplay, the rules, and the overall lastability of this game, based on what we've played of it so far. We've, when I put in our Discord that we were reviewing this game, I got some feedback that why are you reviewing this game is pretty early in code.
People get that's all right. I'm glad you brought that up.
So let's put that out there again.
Let's talk about this.
Yep.
When a movie comes out, it gets reviewed. When an album comes out, it gets reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
When a video game comes out, even before it even is released, there's usually a review because people get advanced review copies. When a car comes out, it gets reviewed. Why is any piece of anything? Why is pinball an exception? You got to ask yourself that, okay? And then I think that's going to revolve a lot around this review when we talk about this review. Sort of that undertone then.
So if a product gets released to the marketplace
and people can buy it,
they're accepting your $6,000 for a machine.
Yes.
We're going to review
shipping.
It.
It's going to get reviewed like anything else. So
Yep.
pinball's not going to get any kind of special treatment.
Right. And we're open to revisiting games in 3 years when they're done being coded. I'd like, Batman has come a long way.
Well, that's the other side of the coin. We will review it. We will go back after the game as the game progresses, as the game is almost kind of considered finished, right?
Because I imagine if we were doing this review or these reviews when The Walking Dead first came out, our early reviews would not have been that great.
Absolutely.
But now it's like one of our favorite games of all time.
It wasn't my favorite game when it came out. I saw the potential in Walking Dead, but I certainly didn't buy it then.
Right. So you have to give consideration to a game over time. Right now, we're going to give you our impression of whether or not you should go out and buy this game as it stands right now. Because you never know. Like, look at a game like WrestleMania. It came out, and it didn't get a whole lot of code updates because they didn't sell a whole lot of them. So
right. There's no guarantees.
Yeah, you got to buy a game based on what's there right now, not on the promise of the future. So,
and when a game comes out, people are making decisions, and these are expensive items. I don't care if the thing is $10, right? We still people review things that are $10.
Yes, they do unboxings.
There's $10 games on Steam. There's $5 games on Steam, and they have hundreds of reviews when they come out, right? And people look at that and say that game's not a $20 game; it's a $10 game. So you're making judgments about how you spend your money.
All right. And with that caveat, let's get into reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's already off to a good start. Things are going well when you've got to give caveats.
Disclaimers right off the top. But let's start talking about the art. That's something we can talk about. It exists. It's not going to change. So I'll throw up some pics and you can talk about the artwork here a little bit.
The art to me is very much in line with what you see in movie posters in the movies, right? So any kind of promotional materials. I think it looks great. It's vibrant. It's good art.
Yeah,
it's got that comic book style, but it's real actors, right? So it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
no mistaking that.
It's got that cool like neon '80s kind of vibe to it, which is reminiscent of the visual aesthetics of the movie. I think Christopher Franchi was a good pick for this game. He gives it that cinematic movie poster kind of style look to it.
Yeah,
he's still even on this game though. He'll do the like one awesome painting of the characters and then just reuse them in different places. So you see Star-Lord with the gun.
So those are all hand-drawn paintings that he does?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's amazing, but you get like one awesome painting of Star-Lord. And
it's sort of funny, like
used more than once.
They're paintings, but I don't know that they're paintings, so
they're too good.
You almost might as well use clip art.
Right.
That probably really is insulting.
Yeah, it's super insulting.
But it's a compliment, though.
Yeah.
That's like, I look at
amazing.
that. Yeah, that's nuts, man. That's really good.
Yeah. So,
that's That's really good. Considering we just played Jurassic Park last week, and you look at Newman's hand and the drawing, the child's drawing on that game, man. You've come a long way. So kudos.
Let's draw all these awesome dinosaurs, and then we'll just do here's some fingers. Done.
Yeah.
I can do that.
So
I can do the fingers on Jurassic Park.
So yeah, that's really impressive. So the art's good.
I like the art.
I like the art.
It's not. It doesn't get me as hyped as a Dirty Donnie or a Zombie Yeti game.
And you're comparing it to the best,
right.
So this is good art.
It's just a different style.
Yeah, good art.
The style doesn't get me as hyped, but
you'd be
good.
happy.
Well done. Right sound. Oh God, we're getting ready. We should have really done sound last.
Wow, we at least started off. We started off on the positive note. Oh Jesus!
A bubbly bobo.
Well, first of all,
a bubbly bo.
Yeah. First of all, there was a code update since I last played it, but that really didn't change anything.
Didn't change a lot.
In fact, people are saying the newest code update has so many bugs to stick with the old one.
Oh wow, okay.
When the game actually came out, I played it with like the voices in it. When the game came out, first of all, it didn't even ship.
No callouts.
No callouts. Nothing. There's no voices in the game. So keep that in mind. This is how it shipped. Then they updated it, and they put in voices in the game, but it's here's the weird thing about this game. So when you pick a character, it plays like a scene from the first movie, because I don't think the second movie's like not in there at all.
Right.
So it plays a scene from the first movie. It's really Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. And it just plays that scene out. Like, you hear the voices, and they're not even the real actors from that scene. It's people that they hired to like lip sync for the actors in that scene.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird. It's really jarring, and I get that this is a licensing thing, but it sucks.
Yeah.
And what's weird is that I can't think of another pinball machine that you start a mode and it just does the lines from that scene every time,
start to finish every time.
Yeah, so you're gonna hear it every time. It's not like they're calling out what's going on in the game. It's just really like
it's weird.
It's really weird and really bad.
Yeah.
And then like
lazy.
The weird bubbly mode where the guy's like a bubbly bubbly bubbly. Yeah. Like I'm not like this sounds like I'm being weird saying that, but that's what's going on in the game.
That is what the game says.
I saw the first movie 3 or 4 years ago. I don't remember that scene at all. I had to go back and watch it. I'm like, oh Jesus, this is what they put in?
Yeah.
So weird.
I'll give credit to our fellow streamer Waspinator. He was the first one to stream. Like the code came out and he streamed it right away. And that's when I had the moment of he got into the Boboli mode, and I'm like, what is it? Why is this happening?
Yeah.
And why is it happening over
it's
and
so
over?
Bad choices,
over
man.
And over. And yeah, like you said, it's this one little inconsequential scene in the movie. It was kind of funny in the movie when I went back and rewatched it, but I didn't remember it. Yeah. Totally out of context in the pinball machine.
The mode is when he's talking to an antiques dealer and he's talking gibberish. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's such a weird thing from that pinball game.
Yeah. Strange.
And there's not even the real actors. Like, that's the other like garbage part about that. It's just like, if you're gonna it's not even almost worth getting the license if you can't even do the machine right.
Yep. So.
But then also there's music, right, Kevin?
There is. I had to put Boboli back up when we were talking about the sound.
Stern announced today that they're adding 2 more songs because, large part of that movie is the soundtrack, which I don't like the soundtrack, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, I like the soundtrack in that movie. I think it's awesome. How it gets implemented in the game will be key, though.
Well, right now it just plays it.
It plays in like out of mode.
Chaka. And like you're just
That's
like
the annoying part about that song.
You want to kill yourself at the point?
I don't need to hear the Ooga Chaka part of that song every time.
Horrible.
Like, just get into the I can't stop this feeling part.
Start
with that part.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can make it better.
Yeah.
It's hard. You can't make it worse. And then the Cherry Bomb, and then
Cherry Bomb.
Yeah, like you just hear it over and over again. You start to lose your mind too.
Yeah. Jackson 5, and I can't remember what the other song was.
Yeah, well, those aren't in the
Marvin
Jackson 5
Gaye.
and Marvin Gaye was not in there yet,
coming.
so they're adding that. Which that's what people want, so it's good to see that they are getting put into the game.
It's just such an integral part of the movie that to not have that soundtrack, like people just will listen to that soundtrack because it's just so well put together, and it's like kind of this greatest hits of songs of that era. So I get it. I think they're doing a smart thing by integrating more of the songs. So we'll see. As long as they get put in well, and the choreography and everything is there, like we've talked about.
It's presentation,
right? It needs to be done right.
The presentation's a mess right now.
Yeah, it's just kind of like blah,
it's just dumped in there.
Yeah. All right, toys. So it's got an awesome toy. It's got the Groot head. It's really well sculpted.
Yeah, the sculpt is good.
I like that. I thought when I was gonna play it that the balls were just gonna kind of dribble out when they opened it up, but they fire out at you, which I liked. It kind of kept me on my toes.
Okay.
Like, that's awesome, and that's one of the things I really like about this game is the it's fast and nasty, and it's a John Bohr game, so that's what I like. It's got the Groot kickback. I can put the pictures up here, so we can. There we go. Let's get to the playfield pictures here, the close-ups. There you go. So on the left, you got so there's Groot. He's awesome.
He opens his mouth and you shoot the balls in there.
I like it's got nice smooth motion when he opens his mouth and stuff. It's a well done toy. The sculpt is great. It's got the egg thing. There's on the left is the closed egg. On the right is the open egg. That's the premium LE version. On the Pro, it just stays closed.
Who cares?
Yeah, I
don't know.
It's a fancy drop target.
There's not a big difference too between like the Pro and like the premium LE. To be honest,
yeah. It's got the big giant Groot hands, which I guess is a toy, but
and
you don't interact with it.
We just played the Pro, by the way.
It's got the Rocky kickback, which is if you think of
it's War Machine from Iron Man. So we've seen that before, and it's in the same spot too.
Yeah, it seemed pretty. Were you able to hit that? It was kind of tough, kind of a tough shot.
I wasn't really going for it. It looks like the same as War Machine.
Yeah,
it really does. The kickback is faster than War Machine, though.
Super fast.
It was really fast. I was like, was my Iron Man like that when it came out? I don't
think
I've ever played any. Have you played any Iron Mans that's that fast?
I don't know. Yeah, like I remember it being fast when I first played yours, but that was probably more because I was not as good at pinball then.
Yeah,
I hadn't played as much.
I almost want to go back and like clean mine or put a new sleeve or something. But like that, it comes out really quick. From that.
Yeah. So those are the toys. I mean, Groot's the big one. I like the Groot head. It's cool. I don't know, theme integration wise, like Speedy Ray says, why are we shooting Groot in the face with pinballs? But I mean, there's no pinballs in Guardians of the Galaxy, so you gotta kind of make some.
Yeah, I can give a pass on that.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
yeah, that's cool. I like it. I think it's a good move there. I'd rather hit Groot in the head than like Star-Lord or something like that. Groot looks cooler on the playfield.
Yeah.
Right. DMD and lighting, or well, display and lighting, because there's no more DMDs. What do you think?
There's really no presentation. There's not really anything happening in lighting other than the fact that lights are on the game.
The lighting, the choreography of the lighting, there's not much there. I like the style they're going for on the display.
Okay.
The cool borders around it, and it's got
it
ties in well with the art on the pinball machine.
Yeah, it does. It does tie in well.
But there are still some huge gaps where you have it's a black screen with white text on it.
It's missing stuff.
And I guess on the straight down the middle, they streamed the latest code. And when it went into the scoop, this is kind of more code, but it awarded them, they're playing a Pro, and it awarded them maximize the spinner value. There's no spinners on the Pro.
No spinners on the Pro. Yeah, it's just, I mean, showing clips from the movie, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just,
there's
whatever.
not a lot of polish on there at all.
No.
Right. Gameplay.
Well, first of all, the game is Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just come out and say this is a copy and paste game. The playfield is Metallica with some elements from Iron Man, like the War Machine kickback.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much like 95% Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, it shoots great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Metallica shoots great. The John Bohr designed this. He's my favorite designer. So it shoots great.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, it's like been there and done that. Like I own a Metallica. Why would I want to have another game in my collection that is the exact same design and layout?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no compelling reason for me to do that.
There's one thing on this game when I played it that I was like, oh, that's awesome. And that was the left ramp. I like how you shot it and it went like under and then around and back up over the top. I don't remember seeing a ramp in that sort of configuration before. Where
no, I didn't catch on to that. That's cool.
It had a really cool motion on it. The right ramp was much tougher for me to hit. I don't know. The one that's on location here in Buffalo is just playing super fast and mean. So
yeah,
the games were over quick.
I like the scoop shot on the right. So like in Metallica, it's crank it up, but on Guardians, it just seems. It feels better.
It's not like an actual scoop. It's more of like a saucer.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. Maybe I was just on that day, but it was easier for me to hit than to crank it up.
Yeah, it must be in a
shots
slightly
of that
better
felt
spot.
good. which it needs to be because it's the mode start shot. So you're going to be hitting that a lot. I mean, you need to hit that. So I like that better than the way it is on Metallica.
Yeah. Groot seemed pretty easy to hit from either flipper.
Groot, Sparky, what do you want to call him?
It's that early kind of shot on your flipper that
which
John
you've
Borg
been
likes
trained
to do.
for the last 4 years.
Yeah, so if you've played Metallica or Walking Dead, you know how to hit that shot. Or Tron, the disc on Tron. You kind of know where that is. Trying to think of anything else really noteworthy on the game. The kickback with the kickback, the War Machine kind of kickback was tough. I had a hard time hitting that, but yeah, I mean, it's like it doesn't get me excited to play it. The layout, it's just like, okay, it's fun, it's fine, it works.
I went down to play this game on location. It's a game that we bought for the business, and I was so done with it. Like, there's nothing there.
Yeah,
it's like been there, done that, and there's nothing there, and what's there is just nothing special.
Yeah, it kept me coming back. I had fun playing it. I kept wanting to play it more, which I didn't have that feeling when I played Star Wars. Star Wars, I was just kind of like, well, what's going on here? Like, I didn't get it, and the shots didn't feel that good. At least on this game, I feel like the shots are good and the bones are there. It has potential. Can the code get there? That's the big question. That'll bring us into our next category, which is the rules.
There's nothing to. I mean, there's just things flat out missing from the rules, and it looks like it's shaping up to be like Aerosmith. Just shoot the shot a bunch of times or shoot the lit arrow. It's just nothing special.
Yeah.
It's just no creativity at all that we're seeing. There's things missing from the rules. I don't know, man.
Code needs a lot of work still. That's the bottom line. I mean, I don't know the basis of what's there. It's going to be your basic mode based kind of game, where start a mode, shoot the shots, move on. I don't know if that's. I like mode based games. I like Dialed In. I like Ghostbusters is a mode based game. I like that game a lot. So it could be a game that I enjoy, but again, to be determined. In a lot of that, there's a lot of questions to be answered still in the rules category.
So Speedy Rice asks, how is it as a location game? Do players like it? We put this on location, I think, 2 weeks ago, so it's too early for us to tell. We haven't collected from it yet or anything like that. Ask me again in a couple months, and I can tell you, for the business side of things, we decided to get this. I'm one of 3-4 partners, maybe almost 5 now. So it's kind of like we feel compelled to get newer Stern games when they come out, and
you're always going to have that bump when a new game comes out, right?
Yeah,
the players want to go out.
It's also in a new location.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it does over time.
Yeah.
I mean, as a theme, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a hot theme, and that's all people need sometimes. Non-pinball people might enjoy shooting Groot, and that's it, and they won't notice anything else.
Right.
Players, I haven't talked to them that much about how they feel about the game, at least the local ones in Buffalo.
Yeah, it seems to be getting kind of mixed reviews. When I was there on last Wednesday, we had a number of folks from the Buffalo Pinball Team League there, and the newer players seem to like it. There's one at Riverworks too, I guess, and they've been playing that one a lot. And he was kind of talking me through the modes and the shots and stuff like that. So, it's probably too, like, if you haven't played a bunch of games with this layout, then it's like, oh, this is cool. Look at all this stuff. But
sure,
when you've been through the cycle a few times,
and I own Metallica, man.
Yeah.
It's like, and Metallica is one of the best games in my humble opinion out there. And also, a lot of people feel that way if you look at Pinside.
Yeah.
So, and we're sort of getting into lastability and everything else and overall thoughts. But here's the problem with this game. So you take a game like Metallica, which is one of the best games, right? And then you come out with Guardians of the Galaxy, which is the same layout as Metallica, which is fine. It means it's going to shoot well, but it's sort of boring. And then it comes out and it's totally incomplete. It's just missing stuff. The presentation's really bad. The call outs are really bad. There's no cohesion to it. It just doesn't look good when you compare it with one of the best games. I mean, that's what you're comparing it to, right? So I can't help but be really disappointed and look at this game as a totally lazy kind of copy this layout from this game, copy this rules from that game, and then there you go, ship it, and it's not even done.
Yep.
And it might blow us away when it's really done and we can see what their vision is for this game. But they're selling this game for $5,400. That's not MSRP. That's what people buy through a distributor, and it's just a shell of a game. There's so many better games you can get right now, versus like you have Kiss, and then you had Aerosmith, and it's sort of like they did the same thing, right? So Borg designed both of those games.
Almost exactly the same.
It's almost exactly the same, but we gave Aerosmith a really good review when it came out. And in fact, I will say right now, if you're looking for a Stern game, buy Aerosmith. It's a great game. And why it was easier to be favorable to that copy effort is because Kiss was an okay game. It's not a bad game, not a great game. It's okay. And I really like the layout in that game. But the rules were nothing special. It just didn't have a great toy or anything like that. So then when you come out with Aerosmith, it's an improvement. It's that layout that we liked, but now it's got a really good toy. It's got better rules. It's got better art. It's just a better package. And you got the LCD screen. So you're like, this is like Kiss 2.0. This is an improvement. We went in the right direction.
Right.
With this game, we're going in the wrong direction, right? And it's just, I don't know. It's disappointing.
2084 said said the same thing about Metallica copying Attack from Mars when it came out. And I could see that based on layout. They are very similar. But again, it comes down to the differentiation in rules. And the rules... Metallica was another game that came out with very bare bones rules, and I remember playing it with you, and we were kind of like, we got the multi-balls, and there wasn't much else to do. But over time, it got to be one of these great games. Yeah. So the code is just such a huge factor on these games that when they come out and it's so bare bones, all you can really rate it on is the layout. So you compare it to other things, and if I have this great game, Attack from Mars, when there's this big game Metallica with a couple multi-balls and not much else, I'm going to play Attack from Mars.
Or look at it this way too. Metallica came out in 2013, right? Attack from Mars came out in 1996. So if you want to copy a game that came out 10 years ago, well, it doesn't feel as recent memory, or it doesn't seem as bad, or maybe it's fresh to see that design again. Versus Stern copying a game that they put out 3 or 4 years ago. And a game that we see all the time, so many people own, we play so many times in tournaments. That's really boring. It's not. It doesn't capture your interest. It doesn't draw you in and make you want to play because you've been there, done that too often. And I know Attack from Mars, we've all played that a lot, but at least there's enough kind of a break in that.
Yeah.
And it does feel like a different game. It plays like a different game. That's the other key.
Yeah.
I mean, Tron is similar to Funhouse or Tommy or a little bit Congo. There's games that's similar to, but it feels different when you play it. This game didn't feel terribly different from Metallica because Groot is Sparky and you're shooting that a bunch of times, and right now the strategy is just going to go for Groot all day, it seems.
Yeah. I felt the rest of the shots on the game, and given I don't have as much time into Metallica as you do, but I wasn't like, oh, this is Metallica. I get it, the shots are pretty much in the same spots, but the shots felt different enough to me that I wasn't like, oh, this is just super lazy. Like I said, that left ramp was cool. Obviously, the Sparky shot is pretty similar, but I think there's enough just like little shifts in where things are that it makes you have to kind of aim a little differently. And I liked the scoop shot a little nicer, so that was good. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's basically the same game. But I think there's enough differentiation on the playfield that if they get the code in a good place, that this could be a solid game. And sorry, Haas in the chat says, do I think it can be better than Star Wars if they get the code right? And I would say absolutely to that. I think it's got the potential. I love John Borg layouts. Even if you've played, Metallica or Iron Man, if they can differentiate enough on code, I think this is going to be a fun game.
Well, it doesn't have multipliers in it where you hit another button, so it's already, I don't know. I got a problem with that.
Jeff Diola style, hitting that button. He loves the button too.
All right, last ability right now has none.
Yeah, there's not much there.
There's no. Here's the thing, there's no reason to buy this game now.
Yeah, don't rush out and buy.
There are better games. There are complete games. Spend your money on that, and then make Stern put out a game code wise that warrants all your time, your energy, and money in playing it, because they're going to be making this game for the next 2 years. Mm-hmm. There's absolutely no reason to buy it right now. Why rush out? Why encourage behavior from Stern of shipping games that are just every game it seems they have less and less code? They didn't used to do this.
No.
This is a new thing, and they're going in the wrong direction. They're charging more than they ever have before. They're having more problems than they've ever had before with machines, and they're shipping games with even less code. Why are you guys buying machines? I've stopped. The last game I got from Stern was Walking Dead, and that game's brilliant. But I didn't buy it when it came out. I didn't buy it because it's Walking Dead. I bought it because Lyman kicked ass on the code and made a really special game, and I love that game. And then the game before that was Metallica, and because that game, it got awesome with the code when Crank It Up came out. So wait until the game gets good and you know what it's going to be, and don't buy a game just hoping that, I love Guardians of the Galaxy, I know they're going to make it good. You don't know that.
You don't know that.
You don't know what's going to happen with that. There's so many pinball machines out there. Go and buy something else, and then maybe sell the game that you bought now, and then get Guardians if it's good.
Yeah, and the I forgot what I was going to say. I had a great point to make, and now it's gone. But forget it. Let's get into viewer listener Q&A.
So we got to rate it, Kevin.
Oh, we do. All right. Do we have to?
Hell yeah.
All right. So let's go to our.
We got a system. This is what makes us special.
All right. So this is our podcast page on the website, and here's our
so
score key.
The score key is 0 to 2 is burn it. 3 to 5 is an expensive nightlight. 6 to 8 is a solid game, and if we give a game a 9 or 10, then you should definitely buy it. All right, Kev, what are you going to give it?
I'm going to give it a 5. I think right now it's an expensive nightlight because of the lack of code. It's right on the verge of being, I think layout-wise it's a solid game, but I wouldn't. Oh God, I want to. It's like between a 5 and a 6 for me right now. So 5.5. I'll say 5.5. What
did I give Batman? I'm saying 4.5. I think I give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.5. I don't even know why I give it a half a point more than Batman, because we're the same situation again. Oh, you know why? Because Batman
the layout's better. The shots feel way better on Guardians than on Batman.
I'm not convinced of that. But I think that at least with Guardians, Batman was way overpriced.
Yeah.
And it just super undelivered. It was like a scam. So I'll give this a 4.5. It's an expensive nightlight right now.
Yeah.
It's a shell of a game. It's like in alpha code pretty much.
Yeah.
Wait till it gets finished.
All right.
And I promise, guys, we will